Chapter 1. The Endless Friend Zone. I still remember the first time Emily smiled at me in freshman history class. "You're really funny, Alex," she said, leaning over my desk. "We should totally hang out." That was the beginning of everything. For 4 years, I was her shadow. Whenever she fought with her boyfriend, she called me. Whenever she felt ugly, she texted me for hours. Whenever she needed someone to carry her books or buy her coffee, I was there. Every single time. "You're my best friend, Alex. Like, seriously, I don't know what I'd do without you," she'd say, hugging me tight enough to make my heart explode, but never tight enough to mean anything more. Mike saw it from day one. We were in the cafeteria senior year when Emily walked past with Jake, her flavor of the month. "Dude," Mike muttered, stabbing his fries, "she's using you. Open your damn eyes." "She's not using me," I snapped. "We're just really close. She trusts me." Mike laughed so hard he almost choked. "Trusts you? Bro, she trusts you to be her emotional tampon. That's it. The second a hotter guy looks at her, you're back in the trash." "Shut up, Mike." Lisa, my sister, was gentler about it. She found me staring at my phone one night, waiting for Emily's reply that never came. "Alex," she said softly, sitting on my bed, "you deserve someone who chooses you first. Not someone who only calls when the person they actually want ghosts them." "I know what I'm doing, Lise." "You don't," she whispered. "You're letting her destroy you." But I didn't listen. I couldn't. The worst part? I kept hoping. Every late night talk, every "you're the only one who gets me," every time she fell asleep on my shoulder during movie nights, I thought it meant something. Then graduation came. We were behind the gym after the ceremony. The sun was setting, everyone was taking pictures, and I finally worked up the courage. "Emily," I said, my voice shaking, "I need to tell you something. I've been in love with you since freshman year. Every day. I can't keep pretending I'm okay just being friends. I want to be with you. For real." She stared at me for a long second, then let out this little laugh. Not mean exactly. Just surprised. Like I'd told a joke she didn't get. "Oh, Alex," she said, touching my arm like I was a sad puppy. "You're my best friend. Like, my absolute favorite person. But, romantically? I don't see you that way. At all. You're like my brother." My stomach dropped so hard I thought I'd throw up right there. "But all those nights we talked until 4 a.m. "That was just talking," she said quickly. "You're safe. You're comfortable. You know, Alex. I could never date you. It'd be too weird. Comfortable. Weird." Those words carved themselves into my brain. "But Jake," I asked, hating how broken I sounded. "You dated him for 8 months and he treated you like garbage." "Jake was exciting," she said, shrugging. "You and me? We're not exciting. We're just us." I wanted to scream. I wanted to grab her and shake her and ask how she could be so blind. Instead, I just nodded. "Okay," I whispered. She hugged me then, like nothing had changed. "Don't be weird about this, okay? Promise me we'll always be friends." "Yeah," I lied. "Promise." That night, I sat in my room and stared at the ceiling until the sun came up. Mike texted me at 2 a.m. "Mike, told you, man. I'm sorry. Me, don't be. I'm done." Mike, good. Now delete her number and start living. I didn't delete it. Not yet. Lisa came in around dawn and found me still awake. She didn't say anything. Just crawled into bed next to me like when we were kids and held my hand until I finally cried. I cried for the years I wasted. I cried for the version of me that actually believed I was special to her. I cried because deep down, I knew this wasn't the last time Emily would break me. But it would be the last time I let her. Chapter 2, Rock Bottom and Awakening. I stared at the cracked ceiling of my bedroom at 3 a.m., phone in my hand, heart pounding. Why do I still care? I whispered to the dark. She never cared about me. My phone buzzed. A new post in our old group chat. I shouldn't have opened it, but I did. "Emily, remember Alex? The guy who followed me around like a puppy? So glad I'm finally free of that clingy loser face with tears of joy. 20 laughing reactions. People I thought were my friends. I threw the phone across the room. It hit the wall with a crack. The next morning I dragged myself to the cafe job I hated. Mr. Thompson was wiping the counter when I walked in late again. "You look like death, kid," he said, sliding a black coffee toward me. "I feel worse," I muttered. He leaned on the counter. "Talk or don't talk. But stop walking around like the world owes you something when you're the only one who can fix it." I laughed, bitter. Fix what? My face? My bank account? The fact that the girl I loved for 4 years just called me a clingy loser to everyone we know. Mr. Thompson didn't flinch. "You let her live in your head rent-free for 4 years. That's on you, not her." I opened my mouth to argue, but nothing came out. He kept going. "I see the one who decides if you stay broken or not. So what's it gonna be, Alex? You gonna keep crying over a girl who never chose you, or you gonna choose yourself for once?" I stared into the coffee. It was the first time anyone had ever said it like that. That night I had a choice. 2 weeks later I was still scrolling through Emily's perfect college life at 2 a.m. when Mike called. "Dude, you awake?" "Barely." "I saw her post," he said quietly. "Everyone saw it." I closed my eyes. "I'm done being her joke." "Then prove it. Delete her. Block her. Stop checking her stories every hour." "It's not that easy." "It is," he cut me off. "You're just scared of the quiet that comes after." He was right. The quiet terrified me. But the next morning I did it. I blocked her on everything. My thumb shook as I hit block, but I did it. Then I opened my laptop and searched how to get into college with bad grades. Mr. Thompson found me in the back room that afternoon, headphones on, watching lecture videos on double speed. He raised an eyebrow. "This the same kid who couldn't show up on time last month?" "I'm done being pathetic," I said, not looking up. He laughed, deep and warm. "About damn time." Every shift after that, he quizzed me. "What's the capital of Mongolia?" "Ulaanbaatar." "Who wrote 1984? "Orwell." "What do you want in 5 years?" I paused. "To never feel this small again." He nodded like that was the best answer I'd ever given. One night, closing up alone, I caught my reflection in the dark window, bags under my eyes, apron stained, hair too long. I looked like someone who had given up. I took out my phone and downloaded a gym app. Set an alarm for 5 a.m. When it went off the next morning, I almost ignored it. But I thought of Emily's laughing emoji. I thought of 20 people hitting react. I got out of bed. The first workout nearly killed me. 10 push-ups and I was on the floor gasping. But I went back the next day. And the next. 3 months later, Mike came to visit and stopped dead in my doorway. "Holy shit, man. You have shoulders now." I laughed. Actually laughed. "Still a long way to go." He dropped onto my bed. "You applying to state?" "Yeah." "Deadline's in 2 weeks." "You're gonna get in," he said, certain. "How do you know?" "Because the old Alex would have given up by now." "This Alex?" "He scares me a little." I looked at the acceptance letter in my hand 6 months later, the one that said I'd earned a full merit scholarship to the same university Emily was attending. My hands shook as I read it again. Mr. Thompson clapped me on the back so hard I stumbled. "Told you," he grinned. "Now go make her regret ever calling you a loser." I folded the letter carefully and put it in my pocket. "I'm not doing it for her," I said. He smiled like he already knew that. "I'm doing it for me." Chapter 3. The Grind of Transformation. I slammed the apartment door and dropped my bag. My phone buzzed. "Yo, still alive?" he asked the second I picked up. "Barely. Just finished a 12-hour shift and leg day. My legs feel like wet noodles." "That's what winners feel like, bro. You still checking Emily's stories like a creep." I exhaled. "Not today." Deleted Instagram for 30 days. Cold turkey. She posted some ring emoji crap last night. Everyone thinks Brad proposed. My chest tightened, but I forced a laugh. Let her have her fairy tale. I've got bigger problems, like passing calculus. Attaboy. Call me after the gym tomorrow. I want to hear you cry about squats. He hung up. I stared at the cracked ceiling. I'm done being her backup plan. Next morning, 6 a.m., the gym smelled like sweat and cheap disinfectant. A huge guy racked his bar and nodded at me. "You're the new early bird, huh?" "I'm Ryan." "Alex," I grunted, loading 25-pound plates for the first time in my life. He watched me struggle through warm-ups. "Slow down, man. Ego lifting gets you hurt. Here, watch my hips." He demonstrated a perfect squat. "Drive through the heels. Think, spread the floor." I copied him. The bar felt lighter. "How long you been doing this?" 5 years. Used to be a fat and invisible. Girls like your Emily? They laughed at me. Now they stare and I walk past. He grinned. "Your turn." "Why the sudden fire?" "Got tired of being the nice guy who finishes last." Ryan slapped my back. "Then let's make you dangerous." 3 hours later, I limped into the library for the online study group. A girl with purple streaks in her hair waved. "You're Alex?" "I'm Anna. We're on problem set 6. I sat, still smelling like chalk and iron. "Sorry I'm late." Jim ran over. "No worries. Ryan already texted me you're his new project." She slid me a coffee. "Drink. You look dead." We worked until midnight. Every time I got stuck, Anna explained it like I was 5, never making me feel stupid. "You're actually good at this," she said, closing her laptop. "Most people quit when it gets hard. You just get quieter and scarier." I laughed for the first time in weeks. Scary is the goal. 2 months blurred. Work, gym, study, sleep, repeat. Ryan became the brother I never had. Add 10 more pounds, he'd bark. "I'm gonna die." "You're gonna let Brad bench more than you when you see him again?" "Shut up and spot me." Mike FaceTimed every Sunday. "You look different, man," he said one night. Like someone I'd crossed the street to avoid. Good. Anna started saving me the seat beside her in the library. You eating dinner together turned into habit. "You ever gonna tell me who broke you?" she asked over cheap ramen. "Long story. I've got time." So I told her everything: Emily, the friend zone, the graduation rejection, the years of texts at 2 a.m. that I always answered while she ignored mine. Anna listened without interrupting. When I finished, she stirred her noodles and said, "She didn't deserve a single second of you." My throat closed. No one had ever said it that plain. One random Thursday, my inbox pinged. Subject: "Congratulations, full merit scholarship admission." I read it 3 times. Same university as Emily. Same campus. Full ride. I called Ryan first. "I got in, bro." He screamed so loud the whole gym stared. "That's my boy. Drinks on me, protein shakes for everybody." Then I called Mike. "You're really gonna be on the same campus as her?" he asked, voice low. "Yeah." "You scared?" "Terrified," I admitted. "But I'm not the same guy she threw away." Mike was quiet for a second. "Make her regret it, Alex. Not with words. With everything you've become." I hung up and stared at the acceptance letter on my cracked phone screen. Emily thought she buried me. She just planted me. Now I'm growing somewhere she'll have to look up to see me. Chapter 4. Campus Reunion and Tension. I pushed open the lecture hall door 5 minutes late, hoodie still damp from the rain. The only empty seat was front row. I took it, dropped my bag, and that's when I heard her voice. "Alex?" "Oh my God, Alex." Emily was 3 rows back, waving like we'd never stopped talking. Same bright smile, same ponytail. My stomach twisted. I gave a small nod and faced forward. The professor started talking about supply and demand. I pretended to listen. After class, she was waiting by the door. "Hi." She hugged me before I could step back. "I can't believe you're here. Why didn't you tell me you got in?" I peeled her arms off. "Didn't think you'd care." Her smile flickered. "Of course I care. We're friends." "Friends?" I finished for her. "Yeah. Sure." Someone big stepped up behind her. Brett. I recognized him from her Instagram, 6'4", backwards cap, arms like tree trunks. "Babe, this the guy you were talking about?" Brad looked me up and down. Thought he'd be taller. Emily laughed too loud. "This is Alex. We went to high school together." Brad stuck out a hand the size of a dinner plate. "Sup, bro?" I shook it. He squeezed hard. I squeezed harder. His eyebrows went up. Emily tugged his sleeve. We should grab coffee. Catch up. Like old times. I have another class, I lied. Come on, she pouted. 10 minutes. I sighed. Fine. 10. We ended up at the campus cafe. Brad sat next to her, arm across the back of her chair like he owned her. So, Emily leaned forward, how'd you get in here? I thought you were taking a gap year or something. Worked my ass off, I said. Got a full ride. Brad snorted. Scholarship kid. Nice. Emily kicked him under the table. Stop. That's amazing, Alex. Yeah. Amazing. I sipped my coffee. It tasted like ash. She kept talking, about her sorority, her new friends, how crazy dorm life was. Every sentence ended with, you know? Like I was still her diary. I just nodded. Brad checked his phone. Babe, we gotta go. Practice. Emily ignored him. We should hang out. Like really hang out. I missed you. My chest tightened. Missed me? But I'm pretty busy, I said. Her face fell. Too busy for me? I looked her in the eyes. Yeah, Emily. Too busy for you. Brad laughed. Damn, dude's cold. Emily's cheeks went red. Alex. I stood up. See you around. That night, back in the dorm, my roommate Kevin was eating instant ramen straight from the pot. You okay, man? He asked. You look like someone kicked your dog. I told him everything. The friendzone years. The confession. The rejection. All of it. Kevin whistled. She sounds toxic as hell. She is. He offered me the pot. Want some revenge noodles? I laughed for the first time all day. Maybe later. I was unpacking when I found the letter. It was in the bottom of my old notebook, the one she wrote me senior year. You're my best friend forever. Don't ever change. I stared at the words until they blurred. Kevin glanced over. You good? I crumpled the letter and threw it in the trash. No, I said. But I will be. I opened my laptop and signed up for every club that looked hard. Debate team, investment society, coding bootcamp. If Emily wanted the old Alex who waited around, she was 2 years too late. This Alex had plans. Chapter 5. Building Alliances and Rising. I slid into the library booth where Anna and Ryan were already arguing over coffee. You're telling me you deadlifted 2 plates already? Ryan laughed, flexing dramatically. Bro, last month you could barely bench the bar. Shut up, I grinned, dropping my bag. I'm consistent now. That's the difference. Anna pushed her laptop toward me. Consistent and scary smart. Professor Hayes just emailed the whole group. Your name is literally at the top of the dean's list email. Stop. Heat crawled up my neck, but it felt good. No, you stop being modest, she said. We're celebrating tonight. It's my treat. Ryan slapped the table. Only if Loverboy here finally admits he's been dodging Sophia's hints for 3 weeks. I rolled my eyes. I'm not dodging anything. Liar, Anna sang. She asked me yesterday if you're single. I told her yes and that you're emotionally available for the first time since high school. I groaned. You didn't. I did. You're welcome. Before I could answer, my phone buzzed. A text from an old number I never deleted. Emily, can we need to talk? Library steps in 10? I stared at the screen until Ryan snatched it. Oh hell no, he muttered. You're not going. I have to, I said quietly. I need to end this for good. Anna touched my arm. You don't owe her anything. I know. But I owe it to myself. 10 minutes later I found Emily sitting on the cold stone steps, knees pulled to her chest. Her eyes were red. Hey, she whispered when she saw me. Hey. She stood up, hugging herself. Brad and I broke up last night. I heard. I was stupid, she rushed out. I took you for granted for years. I see that now. I see you now. The way everyone looks at you, the way you carry yourself. I still love you. I never stopped, I just... Stop. My voice came out harder than I expected. She flinched. You don't love me, Emily. You love the idea of having me back because I'm not chasing you anymore. That's not true. Tears spilled over. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for everything. Please just give me one chance. We can start over. No. The word felt like breaking a chain. Her face crumpled. You can't mean that. I do. I spent years waiting for crumbs from you. I'm done starving. But I'm different now, she cried. I'll prove it. You had years to prove it. You Brad. And Chad before him. And Jake before him. Every time I was there to pick up the pieces, you went right back to hurting me. People were starting to stare. I didn't care. Emily grabbed my sleeve. Please. I'm begging you. I stepped back. Let go. She didn't. Her voice cracked. If you walk away, I don't know what I'll do. That's not my problem anymore. I turned and left her crying on the steps. Back in the library, Sophia was waiting by our usual table, 2 coffees in her hands. You okay? She asked softly. I took the coffee. Getting there. She smiled, small and real. Good. Because Professor Hayes wants you to present our project to the department next week. Alone. Ryan whooped from across the table. That's my boy. Anna raised her cup. To the guy who finally chose himself. I clinked my cup against theirs, feeling something settle inside my chest. Across campus, my phone lit up with messages I didn't open. Emily, I can't do this without you. Emily, I'm sorry. Emily, please come back. I turned it face down. For the first time in years, the silence felt like peace. Chapter 6, The Cracks in Her World. I was grabbing coffee between classes when I heard the whispers. She didn't even show up to the econ midterm, a girl at the counter said. Professor gave her 1 day to explain, and she just cried in his office. I froze. That was Emily's class. Before I could walk away, Claire, Emily's roommate, spotted me and waved me over like we were old friends. Hey, Alex, she said, voice low. Can we talk? Like actually talk. I raised an eyebrow. About what? Emily. Claire glanced around. She's falling apart. Like, scary falling apart. She didn't come back to the dorm last night. I found her at 3 a.m. sitting on the bathroom floor cutting her split ends with craft scissors and crying about how everyone hates her now. I didn't help it. I laughed once, sharp and bitter. Everyone hates her? Really? Claire winced. Look, I know what she did to you was trash. She told me everything. How she kept you on a leash for years, how she laughed about it with Brad. But, she's not laughing 1 minute and sobbing the next. I'm actually worried. I sipped my coffee, tasting nothing. She'll be fine. She always lands on her feet. Claire shook her head. Not this time. That night Lisa called me on video. Little brother, she sang, tell me why your name is trending in the group chat again. I groaned. Please say it's something good. Oh, it is. Word is Emily told the entire sorority you only got into this school because you slept with Professor Hayes. Someone recorded it, posted it, and now half the campus thinks she's jealous and insane. I closed my eyes. Of course she did. Lisa's face softened. You okay? I'm feeling weirdly calm, I said. Like I waited for this moment so long, and now that it's here, I just feel empty. Good empty or bad empty? I thought about it. Free empty. 2 days later I was practicing my big presentation in the library when Brad, yes, Brad, stormed up to my table. Yo man, he said, voice loud enough to make heads turn. We gotta talk about Emily. I didn't even look up from my slides. No, we don't. She's saying I cheated on her. With 3 different girls. That's a lie, bro. I finally met his eyes. Is it? He hesitated. That was all I needed. I leaned back. Let me guess. You hooked up with Sarah from Delta Phi. And maybe that freshman with the pink hair. And definitely the girl from your psych class who keeps texting you heart emojis. His face went red. How do you? Because Emily showed me the screenshots when she was drunk crying last week. She wanted sympathy. Guess she forgot she sent them to the wrong person. Brad looked like he might puke. You're not gonna... Already sent them to her, I said quietly. With a single message. Karma's a bitch, huh? He stared at me, then walked away without another word. That evening I ran into Claire again outside the dining hall. She knows it was you, Claire whispered. She screamed your name for 20 minutes straight. Said you ruined her life. I shrugged. She ruined mine first. Difference is I rebuilt. Claire bit her lip. She's not eating. She lost, like, 10 pounds in 2 weeks. Her mom's flying in tomorrow. For real this time. Something twisted in my chest, but I pushed it down. She'll survive. She always does. Claire gave me a sad smile. You're different now, Alex. Colder. Maybe, I said. Or maybe I just stopped being warm to people who never deserved it. I walked away before she could answer. Later, alone in my room, I stared at my phone. A new message from Emily, 2:03 a.m. Emily, I hate you. I hate what you've become. You were supposed to love me forever. I typed back one line. Me, I did. You taught me how to stop. Then I blocked her. For the first time in years, I slept without dreaming of her face. Chapter 7. Confrontation and Regret. I was cutting across the quad after my last class when I heard her voice crack behind me. Ethan. Wait please. Emily's heels clicked fast on the pavement. I stopped but didn't turn around yet. My heart was already racing, and I hated that it still did. She caught up, breathing hard. Can we talk? Just 5 minutes. I faced her. Her eyes were red, mascara smudged. She looked like she hadn't slept in days. Talk about what? I asked, keeping my voice flat. About us. About everything. I'm so sorry. Her words spilled out. I was awful to you. I used you. I know that now. I was scared of how much I actually liked you, so I kept you close but never close enough. It was easier to have you as my safe guy while I chased the ones who treated me like trash. I laughed once, sharp. You figured that out all by yourself? Don't be cold, please. She reached for my arm. I stepped back. Cold? Emily, you friend-zoned me for 4 years, cried on my shoulder every time a guy dumped you, then laughed when I finally told you I loved you, and then told everyone I was obsessed and creepy. Her face crumpled. I didn't mean. You did, I cut in. You meant every word. Someone across the quad shouted my name. Kevin and Sophia were waving, heading over with coffee. Emily saw them and lowered her voice. I lost everything, she whispered. Brad cheated. My grades are tanking. My friends think I'm toxic. I'm on academic probation. I need you, Ethan. You were always the one who fixed me. I stared at her. I'm not your repair kit anymore. That's when her Aunt Linda, the one who used to send me birthday cards because Emily forgot, walked up holding a phone like it was burning her hand. Emily Marie, we need to talk, Aunt Linda said loudly. Half the quad turned. I raised an eyebrow. Aunt Linda looked at me, apologetic. Ethan, honey, I'm sorry you're seeing this. But she needs to hear it in public so she can't twist it later. She turned to Emily. I just got off the phone with your mother. She showed me the old group chat you never left. The one where you called Ethan a pathetic simp and said you kept him around because he bought you food and did your homework. Ring any bells? Emily went white. Aunt Linda. There's more, Aunt Linda continued. You told Brad last year that Ethan was harmless and would never have the balls to leave you. You bragged about it. I felt the air leave my lungs. I already knew most of it, but hearing it from her own family hurt fresh. Emily's voice cracked. I was stupid. I was insecure. I didn't mean. You posted screenshots, Aunt Linda said, holding up the phone so I could see. Look, Ethan. Right here, 2 months ago you wrote, still leading the loser on, he thinks we're soulmates LMAO. The quad went quiet. Phones were out. People were recording. Emily started shaking. Ethan, please tell them it's not. It is, I said quietly. And I'm done. Sophia reached me first. She slipped her hand into mine without asking. Kevin stood on my other side like a wall. Emily stared at our hands and something broke in her face. You're with her now? Yeah, I said. Someone who never made me beg. Emily's knees buckled. She grabbed a bench to stay upright. I can't breathe. I can't. Then breathe somewhere else, Kevin said, not unkindly, just firm. Sophia squeezed my fingers. You okay? I nodded once. Emily was crying so hard she was gagging. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You're sorry you got caught, I said. The words tasted like metal, but they were true. You're not sorry you hurt me. You're sorry you're alone now. She looked up, mascara running black down her cheeks. I loved you. I swear I did. I just didn't know how. You didn't love me, I said. You loved what I gave you. There's a difference. Aunt Linda put an arm around Emily, but Emily shoved her away and stumbled backward. Don't touch me. Emily screamed. None of you understand. She turned and ran, sobbing across the quad. People parted like she was contagious. Kevin whistled low. That was a lot. Sophia leaned her head on my shoulder. You sure you're okay? My heart hurts for her, but it hurts for me more. I exhaled long and slow. I'm okay. For the first time in years, I'm actually okay. Behind us, someone whispered, Did you get that whole thing on video? Another voice answered, Already uploading. I didn't even care anymore. Let the whole campus see. Let her feel, for once, what it's like to have your humiliation live forever online. Chapter 8. The Breakdown and My Victory. The University Gala Night. The ballroom is loud, music thumping, lights flashing. I'm standing near the stage in a black suit that actually fits now, Sophia's hand in mine. People keep coming up to congratulate me, Dean's list, internship offer, the award I just won. I smile, shake hands, feel nothing but calm. Then I see her. Emily pushes through the crowd, mascara already running, hair messy. She looks like she hasn't slept in days. Brad isn't with her. Nobody is. She stops 2 feet away, voice cracking. Alex, please. I need to talk to you. Sophia squeezes my hand once, then lets go. She knows. I look at Emily, voice flat. We're at an event, Emily. I don't care. She's loud enough that heads turn. Everyone's staring? Let them. I messed up. I know I messed up. I treated you like trash for years and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. A couple of phones come out. I don't move. She steps closer, tears falling fast. You were always there for me. Every time I cried about some guy, every time I needed help, every time I was scared, it was you. And I threw it away because I thought I could do better. I was stupid. I was cruel. I stay quiet. She grabs my sleeve. Say something. Yell at me. Hate me. Anything. I look down at her hand on my jacket. Let go. She drops it like it burns. I heard you got the top internship, she whispers. I heard you're graduating with honors. I heard you're happy. I'm failing everything. My parents won't even talk to me. Brad cheated. Everyone knows what I did to you. I have nothing left. Her voice breaks completely. I just wanted to say I'm proud of you. And I'm sorry. And I get it if you never forgive me. She starts shaking, knees buckling. People gasp as she sinks to the floor right there in the middle of the gala, sobbing so hard she can't breathe. Sophia starts forward, but a woman in a navy blazer beats her. Dr. Ellis, the campus counselor. I've seen her around. Dr. Ellis kneels, gentle but firm. Emily, honey, look at me. Breathe with me, okay? In for 4, out for 4. Emily tries, choking on sobs. I ruined everything. I lost the only person who ever really cared. Dr. Ellis glances up at me, eyes soft. Alex, do you want to step away? I crouch down so Emily can see my face. My voice is steady. I'm not going to kick you while you're down. That's not who I am. But I'm also not coming back. Not as a friend. Not as anything. You made your choices. I made mine. Emily wails louder. I know. I know I don't deserve you. I stand up. Exactly. Dr. Ellis signals security, who help Emily to her feet. She's still crying, repeating, I'm sorry, over and over as they guide her out. The music starts again, but the room stays quiet around me. Sophia slips her arm through mine. You okay? I exhale long and slow. Yeah. I really am. Kevin appears with 2 glasses of punch, grinning. Dude. That was cold. And also the most satisfying thing I've ever seen. Ryan claps me on the shoulder. Karma just RSVP'd in person. Mike raises his glass from across the room, nodding like he's known this day would come since high school. I look at the doors Emily disappeared through, then back at the stage where my award still sits. For the first time in years, my chest doesn't hurt when I think about her. It's just empty. I turn to Sophia, smile. Want to dance? She laughs, eyes shining. Thought you'd never ask. As the music swells and people cheer for us on the floor, I realize something huge. I didn't need to lift a finger. The girl who friend-zoned me for years just broke down in front of the entire university. And I'm standing taller than I ever have. Chapter 9, Reflections and New Beginnings. I sat on the dorm roof, legs dangling over the edge, staring at the city lights. My phone buzzed. One new message. I already knew who it was before I opened it. Emily, I'm leaving campus tomorrow. I wrote you something. It's in your mailbox. You don't have to read it, but I needed to say I'm sorry. For everything. I was cruel. I know that now. I hope one day you can forgive me, even if we never speak again. I read it twice, then locked the screen. My chest felt tight but not the old pain. This was different. Cleaner. Footsteps behind me. Sophia climbed up with 2 cans of soda and handed me one. You okay? She asked, sitting close. Yeah, I said. Just got her goodbye letter. Sophia popped her can open. Are you going to read the paper one? Nope. I took a long drink. I already know what it says. Sorry, regret, wishes things were different. Same stuff she texted. Sophia leaned her head on my shoulder. Does it still hurt? Not like before, I said. It's more like remembering a scar. I know it's there, but it doesn't bleed anymore. She smiled softly. I'm proud of you, you know. My phone rang, video call from Lisa. I answered and propped it against my shoe. My sister's face filled the screen. There's my favorite graduate-to-be. Mike's here too. Mike's head popped in. Yo, hero. Heard Emily's transferring. Whole campus is talking about it. Lisa elbowed him. Don't gloat. I'm not gloating, Mike said. I'm just saying karma finally showed up fashionably late. I laughed. She sent a letter. I'm not reading it. Good, Lisa said. You don't owe her closure. You already found yours. Mike grinned. Remember sophomore year when you cried in my car because she went to prom with Brad? I groaned. Don't remind me. I'm reminding you, he said, because the guy who cried in my Civic is gone. You're top of the dean's list, dating the smartest girl in comp sci, and Brad got suspended for cheating on his finals. That's the upgrade of the century. Sophia waved at the camera. Hi, Mike. Hi, Lisa. Lisa squealed. Hi, future sister-in-law. Sophia blushed. I just smiled. After we hung up, Ryan texted me a photo. He was holding an acceptance letter from a big tech company in California. Ryan, guess who just got hired because of the project you let me lead? Drinks on me when you visit. I showed Sophia. She laughed. See? You changed his life too. Later that night, I went downstairs to the mailbox. The envelope was thick, Emily's handwriting on the front. I carried it back to my room, sat on the bed and stared at it. Part of me wanted to tear it open, to see if she finally understood how much she broke me. Another part wanted to burn it. Instead, I opened my desk drawer, dropped the unopened letter inside, and closed it. I didn't need her words anymore. I picked up my phone and texted Mr. Thompson, the cafe boss who believed in me when I was nothing. Me, got into grad school. Full ride. Thank you for pushing me. He replied in seconds. Mr. Thompson, knew you had it in you, kid. Proud doesn't cover it. I set the phone down and looked out the window. The campus was quiet. Somewhere out there, Emily was packing boxes and leaving the place that used to be her kingdom. And I was still here. Still standing. Still growing. I whispered to the dark, I forgive you, Emily. Not for you. For me. Then I turned off the light and went to sleep, lighter than I'd ever been. Chapter 10, Eternal Closure. I sat at my new desk, the city skyline glowing outside the window, and my phone buzzed nonstop. Bro, you seeing this? Mike's text popped up first, followed by a screenshot. I opened it. Emily had posted a long apology on her public account. My name tagged, thousands of likes already. I was cruel. I used him when he only ever loved me. I'm in therapy now and learning how much damage I did. I don't expect forgiveness. I just needed to say I'm sorry to the one person I hurt the most. My chest tightened, but it wasn't the old pain. There was nothing. Empty. Like reading about a stranger. Ryan called right away. Dude, you good? I'm fine, I said, voice calm. It's just words on a screen. She's crying in the comments, man. People are tearing her apart. Let them, I answered. I'm not joining the pile-ons anymore. That part of me is gone. I hung up and walked to the balcony. The night air felt clean. Sophia's arms slid around my waist from behind. You saw it? She asked softly. Yeah. You okay? I turned and kissed her forehead. I'm more than okay. I'm free. Lisa FaceTimed me an hour later, eyes shining. Little brother, I'm so proud I could burst. Look at you, corner office at 23, healthy, happy, and that girl is finally eating every ounce of what she served. I laughed. You sound so bloodthirsty. She friend-zoned you for 6 years, used you like a therapist with no benefits, then threw you away the second someone richer looked at her. I'm allowed to be bloodthirsty. Fair, I said. But I don't need her to suffer anymore. I just need her to stay in the past. Mike and Ryan showed up at my apartment the next weekend with beer and pizza. To the king who rose from the ashes, Mike said, raising his bottle. To the guy who didn't let revenge turn him ugly, Ryan added. We clinked. Remember sophomore year? Mike asked. You cried in my car because she posted a picture with Brad captioned, "Finally found my person?" I winced. Don't remind me. Now look, Ryan said, pointing at my wall, photos of me graduating top of the class, me and Sophia in Paris last month, me shaking hands with the CEO on my first day. This is your caption now. Later that night, everyone left, and I was alone again. I pulled out the small metal box I'd kept since high school. Inside, every note Emily ever wrote me, every movie stubs from nights she needed a friend, the dried corsage from prom where she ditched me for Brad after I paid for everything. I carried the box to the balcony fire pit Sophia surprised me with last week. One by one, I fed the memories to the flames. The corsage crackled first. I'm proud of you, I whispered to the boy who wore it that night. The notes curled and turned black. You deserved better, I told him. The last photo, us smiling at 16, my arm around her like she was already mine, burned slowest. I forgive you, I said to her younger face. Not for you. For me. When nothing was left but ash, I scattered it into the wind over the city lights. My phone lit up again. Another notification. Emily had deleted the post. Too many people calling her out, I guessed. Didn't matter. I typed one message to the group chat with Mike, Ryan, Lisa, and Sophia. I just burned the past. Feels good. Love you guys. Replies flooded in. Hearts, fire emojis, middle fingers for Emily. I smiled, locked the balcony door, and went to bed. Tomorrow was another day of building the life she never thought I could have. And tonight, for the first time in years, I fell asleep without her name in my head.